What's up, world? I'm Kyrie Green, a 19-year-old from the city of Philadelphia, the founder of Ladies Eye Paris, and welcome to the very first episode of New World Leaders. This is where the new generation of young visionaries, entrepreneurs, and creatives come together, share real talk, life lessons, and give wisdom that you won't really hear in the classroom. I started this movement as a way to continue the legacy of my brother who I lost in 2021. Ladies Desire Paris was created after going through months of grief, feeling stuck, and a bunch of emotions that really I felt like everything was at a standstill when in reality the world was moving as I was grieving and feeling the emotions that I felt. My brother was very influential in my life. His name was Sakari Johnson. He was also a clothing brand owner. We shared a very special bond. Coming from a place like Philadelphia, there's a lot of violence, a lot of negative things that go on. And for individuals like myself, we don't really have a safe space which is needed amid all of the chaos and violence that goes on in the community. And for me, my safe space was his store, where it was all smiles, laughs, giggles, fun, got to see family every day. It was just it made me really turn away and not even really think about all the stuff that was going on outside of those doors. And for everybody in life, they need a safe space. Me losing him and going through those months of grief, one day I woke up and realized that life has to continue to move on and the world wasn't stopping, even though I was still in the same space, in the same spot, because I was so in shock. This is something that I didn't see coming, and it really blindsided me. And as a sophomore in high school at the time, I really didn't understand or didn't really understand how to look at it. So it took me it took me some time to really like understand or look change the way I looked at everything. And with all the emotions that I was feeling, I was able to create Ladies Eye Paris. Ladies Eye Paris is in French, the root word of to want. I have an understanding that in life, everybody wants something. What I want in life may not be what you want in life. For me, what I want in life, I want to make change. I want to be able to inspire people, use my story, um, and everything that I've been through to maybe help someone else get to a new level in life, change the way that they see things, and just really pass down what my brother passed down to me. And that was like inspiration. In the city of Philadelphia, we don't really have too many younger individuals who are pushing the narrative of positivity and shying away from, negative things. The city of Philadelphia, when you hear someone pushing a positive narrative, you may think of someone like Wallow, um, Manny 215, uh, CEO Big Duke. For those individuals, and I want to give a shout out to them for everything that they do. For those individuals, some of the younger individuals who may be seeing their content and things like that, they look at them as like old heads, which is it doesn't make any sense, but they feel like in a way that what they're saying what they're saying doesn't hold any value. And for me, just graduating high school a year ago, I feel like I'm a bit more connected to the younger generation. Um, Even though for like Manny 215, he's really close to, our age and well my age. He's close enough to my age and should be, able to connect. But yeah, a lot of younger individuals just don't really understand that. So for me, being up, a bit closer in age, I feel like I can connect a little bit more to the younger individuals and maybe push the narrative that is already being pushed by the individuals that I name. So creating Late Desire Paris was a way for me to still share, still have a feeling of that same safe space that was stripped away from me due to negativity. Even though it wasn't really there, it still gave me the same feeling. It still felt like those days where we would sit in the shop at and, take care of a shipment that just got in, have long conversations. It gave me that feeling of, being in that safe space that I no longer had. And I understood how important that safe space was in my life, and how much of an impact that it had on me. So with that understanding, I wanted to create something that would, you know, give others that same feeling of having a safe space, um, someone they can look up to, uh, someone that inspires them, and someone that is, they feel like they can connect with because they're not too far from each other in age. I wanted to provide this feeling to other individuals. This podcast is a branch of Late Desire Paris where the new generation of young change makers, creatives, visionaries, entrepreneurs will be able to come on this platform, share real advice, give wisdom that, or knowledge that people wouldn't really hear in the classroom, and tell a bit of their story. And just that alone could be enough to inspire the next individual. And for me, even though I would love to be someone who inspires multiple people, as I said in French, "Les desires Paris" is the root word of to want, which, you know, in life, everybody wants something different. Um, Everybody's version of success is different. And for me, I feel that I'll consider myself successful when what it is that I'm doing and the message that I'm pushing to people, I see that it starts to inspire and have an impact on, even if it's not tens of thousands of people, just one individual. I have a saying that I like to say: one action can start a chain and lead to change. Just me alone being able to inspire one other person and motivate them to not become a product of their environment, not turn to negative things that they might see others, their other peers doing. Just me doing that may be able to start a chain that could ultimately lead to change. In our community, in the African American community, we had a bunch of people who did things and stood for what's right and as a way to create change. Names like Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Malcolm X. Malcolm X is someone who inspired me. I had an African American history teacher. His name was Brother Kareem. We did a whole study and a segment of class on Malcolm X where we, read books on Malcolm X, watched a documentary on him, and his story was very influential. And for me, being a young man, I feel that it's a I need to stand for what's right. And standing for what's right isn't being a product of my environment, isn't living up to the narrative that is painted on, people close to my age or, my peers, us being YNs, us scamming and doing a bunch of negative things. It's actually doing the opposite of that, inspiring other people. building a platform from the ground up, showing people that it's possible to build something from the ground up. All you have to do is start. I like to live by the 3 Ds: discipline, determination, and dedication. For me, I love to connect with people, and when I get around people that may have a position of success, or maybe in a better position than the vast majority of individuals, I like to kind of pick their brain. And for all of the people that I've you know got to talk with and speak with, I like to ask them what are like 3 principles or values that play a major role in where they got to today. And I started to see a trend and a pattern of these 3 things: people being disciplined with their habits, the things that they did, how they carried themselves, people being dedicated, dedicated to what they do, what they do, what they're doing. Being dedicated is being able to continue to work even when you're not motivated. Being dedicated is being able to continue to post content